Uday Kabra's business was a sinking ship, doomed to fail and stuck in a never-ending spiral of loss. And he had no idea what was wrong.
As long as we were investing money into that business, it was doing well. And after that, after a certain period of time, again we used to find it dry. We used to think where the money has gone.
The failing business left deep personal wounds in Uday.
At that point of time in my life, I felt dejected, insecure, empty within myself, defeated.
It seemed as if things could not get any worse. In 2000, however, Uday suffered an even deeper loss, the death of his father.
When he expired, it was the biggest jolt for me that I could take in my life. Sometimes I used to sit and weep. Even before going to work, I used to think whether I should go or no. And it was like, how long can I avoid these phone calls and the people?
Uday had reached rock bottom. Debt-ridden and running out of money, he turned to the divine.
I tried doing the pujas. I went to the pandits, and as per their guidance, I went to various different places. But nothing was happening in my favor. Nothing good was really happening in my life.
But Uday stubbornly persisted, trying temple after temple, pandit after pandit, until
I had been to an out-of-station temple and attended the temple there. I was there for some time. I came back along with the prasad, and I offered it to my wife, who comes from a Christian background.
My husband came back and he had brought this prasad and he asked me to have it. And I refused it. Then I told him, see, we've been looking all different places for answers. I think it's time that we look to Jesus now, and I'm sure we'll find a solution for the trouble that we're going through.
But I refused initially. I had an argument with her. But later on, I felt there is no other way that things are happening for good. So why not try Jesus?
one day Uday's wife, Jacqueline, suggested they go seek prayer from a pastor she had heard about.
Jacqueline and Uday came for prayer meeting, and Uday began to share all his finance problem and losses in the business, said to pray. Then the God revealed from the Bible, it is not God's will to do the business, but to serve the Lord in later days.
The encounter with the pastor left Uday perplexed.
After hearing God's will, I didn't really know what to do. I did not know about Bible or anything about Jesus.
The problems with the business started multiplying. Things came to a point where Jacqueline had to start looking for jobs. But something was blocking her.
But whenever she was going for the interviews, she used to get to the final round. People used to tell, we'll get back to you, and they used to never call back.
Eventually, the inevitable happened. Uday no longer had any money to spend on the factory. He remembered what the pastor had prophesied about his life, and with no other choices, he closed down the business. Almost immediately, miracles started happening.
The day when the business was closed, I got a call asking me to join the company.
At that time, I realized that God is there, and the prophecy that was given to me a year ago, it was being fulfilled. It was like a miracle for me.
Uday was encouraged by this miracle and began praying and reading the Bible. But deep inside, he still struggled. People looked down at him for staying at home and not working. There was an unrest in him that he longed to be released from. And then something happened.
I happened to watch television one day where a person was speaking, and it was as though he was speaking to me personally. That person was saying from the television screen that you need to surrender your life completely, not 99% but give your 100% to the Lord. And I happened to surrender my life to the Lord. And when I knelt down before the screen, I experienced that peace which no man can give, nobody else in this world can give, but it comes only from God. I felt as though somebody is taking away my burden from my heart, whatever I was carrying all throughout these days. And I heard a voice in my ears saying that, my son, I will bless you. It was the best moment of my life.
As Uday began his walk with Jesus, God started revealing His plans for him.
While I was praying one morning, I happened to receive a vision from the Lord, and He showed me in that vision that I would be having a bookstore.
And the Lord was faithful. Today, Uday runs a thriving Christian bookstore, and he gives all glory to God.
It was not in my strength or my capabilities, but the Lord had fulfilled the word that He had given to me.
Looking back, I just see how God has brought us, holding us in His hands. He has brought us through the years, and He's still carrying us. And not one point of time He had let us down. He had always carried us through.
He has not allowed me to go in debts, and He has been lifting me up higher and higher. And He's blessed us with everything that we need of in our life.